I feel really good today, really good. And it's not a coincidence that I feel good. I can't remember the last time I had interactions with my family. I can't remember. And Merrick has not had interactions with his family for over 2 weeks. We're both feeling really, really good. And I'm sorry, that's the reality of the situation. No one in my family wanted to change. No one in Merrick's family wanted to change. They kept wanting to do the same thing. And it was making us sick. It was making us irritable. It was making us tired. It was exhausting. And we had to realize they're not going to change. They're not. You can make the same mistakes that we did. Please go ahead, make them. But when other people won't change, you're barking up the wrong tree. You don't expect people to be perfect, but you can't expect people to not lie to you, not gaslight you, not sabotage you. You can expect that. And Merrick and I are doing some really incredible things, lots of fun that we're having. But the entire time that we've been married, there has been this from my family and his family. I love them both. But the reality is they're not going to change. They want to keep lying, manipulating, gaslighting, all that kind of stuff. And I'm being very honest about it now. I tried to hide it for a long time, but even that made me sick. I'm not keeping other people's secrets for them. I tried to talk to people one-on-one, alone about it. They didn't want to do that, but I can't lie about what's been going on with us for the past several years. It's coming to an end. It's over. And now true life begins. True life begins. Happy, healed, harmonious, a true harmonious union. So today we're going to talk about what to do when people just refuse to change. What can you do when people refuse to change? I think the hardest part of it is realizing that they might be pretending to change, and that makes it even worse. So today on the Shaman Patrick Show, we're going to talk about what to do when other people won't change, especially after you've changed so very much. Are you ready for today's episode? Let's go. Merrick and I love making music, and at the end of this episode, we're going to debut a new song from our new music project that's going on our channel at The Concrete Shamans. That's going to be at the end of the episode, so if you don't want to listen to the song, you don't have to. But for those of you who like music about awakening, this might be right up your alley. But let's get started with today's presentation. It is what to do when people refuse to change. Spoiler, you can't fix them. They might just be terrible people. That's where I got with it. I'm like, okay, these people are just terrible. They're terrible. They don't have empathy. They don't care. They don't care what they're doing to you. They don't care what they're doing to other people. They don't care. It's like Aubrey, Marcus, and Jeff and Shalea. Those are the only two people that I've covered so far in this series. If I were your shaman, if I was their shaman, there's more people coming up in that series. So keep an eye out, keep an ear out. A lot of people could use a shaman these days. A lot of people could. Most of what I do as a shaman is not oogie boogie, freaky deaky. Most of it is helping people remove those obstacles to do what they need to do to heal. That's why I refer people to therapy, because I can't do what a therapist does, not legally. I mean, I could, but not legally. That's why I refer people to therapists. If anything, I'm like a co-experiencer. I'm a helper. I'm a healer. I help people through their awakening process. That's not so weird, is it? It's not so strange. That's not so culty. That's not so bizarre. That's all a spiritual teacher does. And ever since Aubrey Marcus pulled that shit on his wife, I have completely changed my attitude towards healing. No more fake stuff. No more bypassing stuff. Let's get right fucking to it. Time's a wasting. And if you have somebody in your life who refuses to change as much as you are changing, what do you even fucking do about it? Because this bypassy, drug-addled, culty shit is everywhere. It is everywhere. So I'm going to be one of those sober voices in this storm and say, We've got to fucking clean up our act as spiritual teachers. We have to clean up our act and speak the truth, even if it's uncomfortable, even if it pisses people off, even if it offends people. Do our ego work, our shadow work, know our shit and own our shit. Because we all make mistakes. Like I said in the intro, we don't expect people to be perfect, but we do expect people to just, at a bare minimum, don't fucking lie to us or gaslight us. Is it so fucking hard? Is it so fucking hard? It is. You can't expect you out of other people. So you've grown, you've healed, you've pulled your head out of your spiritual ass and finally started walking your talk. Gold star. But now you're looking around at the people in your life and realizing something. They're not coming with you. They don't want to grow. They don't want to heal. They don't want to hear it. Why? Because your growth is a threat. Because if you admit the system is broken, they have to look at all the cracks they're pretending aren't there. There's nothing wrong with us. There's nothing wrong. Yes, everyone in the family is an alcoholic, but there's nothing wrong with us. I mean, I have a daughter in jail for meth possession. I have a son who's married to a wife that abuses him, but we're fine. We're fine. I have another kid in therapy, but we're fine. We're not dysfunctional. We're fine. Everybody else is dysfunctional. And if you start waking up and you start seeing the dysfunction, guess what? You're going to be the problem. You're going to be the dysfunctional one. I've been through this with my family. I've been through this with Merrick's family. Having just rational, reasonable conversations about what we're going through, offering to take them to meetings with us, offering to read books. It doesn't work. They're not interested. They want to go on in that painful existence. They will be hugging those teddy bears covered in barbed wire and say, don't you dare take this thing away from me. I would like to think that people that I love will eventually get it, but they're too busy thinking that I'm being pushy or that I expect people to be perfect. Again, I don't expect people to be perfect. I expect people to work on things as hard as I'm working on. I don't think that's an unreasonable request. I don't think it is. I really don't, because why would someone want to be in pain, in trauma, in suffering their whole life? And I do think when we have people in our life who don't want to change, they will make life very difficult on us, as if to prove it's not working for you. It's not, why it doesn't work. In many cases, they will sabotage your recovery so that you will go back to drinking, so they can say, see, it doesn't work. Nobody recovers from addiction and alcohol. Sick. Get it through your head. Sick people. And here's the thing, dysfunction defends itself. If you come from a dysfunctional family or friend group, expect resistance. That system isn't going to cheer you on as you unpack trauma and learn boundaries. That system runs on silence, shame, and sabotage. You changing the script makes you a villain in their eyes because they have to either change or attack you. Guess which one they usually pick? So according to both of the families, I'm a very bad person. I'm the worst. I'm the worst person. And I know it's a projection, and you have to deal with being the villain. I know Merrick's mom hates me. I know Merrick's dad hates me. I know my father, well, they're dead, but my aunt hates Merrick. It's all this, and we're the fucking sober ones. We're the one doing the work. We're the one waking up every day, being of service to others. We are the villains. It's cuckoo. It's cuckoo, right? We're going through this. We went through this, and we're sharing our journey with you. You're going to be the bad guy. You're going to be the villain. And I tell people, what villain do you want to be? I'm a cross between Ursula the Sea Witch and Elsa from Frozen. That's who I am. Poor unfortunate souls in pain, in need. Let it go, motherfuckers. Let it go. You're going to have to decide which villain you're going to be and be a really good one, because it's all a projection. But they're not going to cheer you on when you get sober. I thought all I had to do was sober and fix my life. That made them angry. That pissed them off. It pisses every dysfunctional family off. Now, both my family and Merrick's family will claim they are not dysfunctional. Everything's fine. What are you singing? What are you singing? It's fucking crazy. It's fucking crazy. So try, but don't die trying. You can renegotiate the relationship. You can say, Please don't lie to me, criticize me, gaslight me, sabotage me, or comment on my life choices like you're a judge at a county fair. You can suggest therapy. You can send them books, videos, memes with spiritual quotes. They might nod and say interesting, but don't be surprised if they never open a damn thing, because here's the truth. They don't want help. They want to keep their dysfunction and drag you back in. People can be so delusional about this stuff, they'll start a cult to support their dysfunction. They will spend all this time, money, and energy to keep the dysfunction going. They will. I mean, I'm alienated from my family. Merrick's alienated from his family. And guess what? The reason that happens is because they don't need you in there seeing behind the scenes, seeing the dysfunction. I saw it. I see it clearly. I see it so clearly. It's sad, but I don't want to be yelled at anymore. I don't want to be screamed at anymore. I don't want to be gaslit anymore. I'm too old for this shit. This is Mickey Mouse shit. I'm 53 years old. I'm done with childish, immature shit. And it is immature. And it killed me. I would talk myself blue in the face trying to help people. Don't try to fix your family. I'm going to tell you about a case study here in a little bit. But you got to know what's yours, and you also have to know what's theirs. Once you start healing, the projections will come hard and fast. They'll say you've changed, you're selfish, you're brainwashed, you think you're better than everybody else. Why? Because they see you doing your shadow work and it triggers the unworked shadows in them. So now's the time to get serious about your own ego patterns. Know your pain body, know your triggers, know when you're reacting and when you're being manipulated. If you don't know what's yours and what's theirs, they'll make you responsible for all of it. The best defense is to know your shit and own your shit. That's it. I was able to do it through a fourth step, but you could do it through a personal moral inventory. And you'll start to catch them in lies. You will start to catch people in lies. They will try they will try to edit reality. They will try to they'll want to focus on something in your past, but if you bring up something in their past, they'll say, that was 2 years ago. You're still on this? You're still upset about it? Well, fuck yeah, I'm upset about it. But see, when someone is completely taken over by ego, which is what's going on in a dysfunctional family or a dysfunctional system, it could be a church group, it could be an AA meeting, it could be anywhere. Anywhere there's a dysfunctional system, there's ego, and the ego of the collective system, the collective ego of that system. And if you wake up out of that, if you wake up out of that system, you're going to be enemy number one. You'll get canceled. You'll get kicked out. I mean, I think it was like when I realized that the Democrats were crazy, and I said, I don't know if I can participate in this shit anymore. I don't know if I could do this anymore. I didn't jump into being a Republican. I didn't jump in to being a conservative. I'm just in the middle, like most people are. But at the same time, the friends of mine that I had that were still very, very liberal, they were not having me at all. They called me names. They called me racist, homophobic. They called me, I got called anti-Semitic a few months ago. I'm like, you guys have me confused with somebody else. I'm not any of those things. One time this girl tried to help me see where I was racist. I said, bitch, I think I would know that I'm racist. I would think I would know if I were homophobic. Like, do you see? It's a projection. It's when people think that they know more about what's going on with you than they do their own selves. And here's where you're going to get into loony, crazy balloony. You ready for this? So you will be able to see things in them clearly because you have recognized those things in yourself, and you can't say anything to them because it's going to unlock that door. It's going to unlock the crazy maker because they have not done a shred of inner work. They have done no shadow work. And if you try to, you just can't say anything to them. And, I've sent imaginary text messages to people as I try to explain things. Like I'll imagine myself sending the text message and realizing that that's just going to give them more ammo. That's just going to give them more an opportunity. That's going to give them something to deny or something to say no about. It's just, don't even do it. It'll drive you crazy. It'll drive you mad. Just send the imaginary text messages what you want to say, then realize that it's probably not a good idea. Because I spent the past few months trying to send text messages to people in Merrick's family. And I just realized it's just not a good idea. They're going to misunderstand everything you say. They're going to misunderstand. You're going to misquote. They're going to throw it back at you. They don't want to understand. They want you to understand that you need to go back into this sick fucking system. Why won't you? Because we have been projecting shit onto you for decades. And now that we can't project it onto you anymore, it's backing up into our lives and we can't fucking stand it. Would you please go back? So when you get alienated from your family, they're still talking shit about you. They're still projecting onto you. You're just not around anymore. They have effectively murdered you. And you're not allowed to speak up for yourself. Because when you get alienated from your family, they still scapegoat you. They still blame things on you. Now they're the victim. They have made it impossible for you to have a rational conversation with them. But so you don't want to talk to them anymore. And then they tell other people, she just doesn't call. She doesn't call. She must not care. She must not care about me. It's fucking clownery and crazy, but don't let it make you crazy, because anybody who does that to you, they may not love you. They just may not love you. And that's simple. And here's the gut punch. Sometimes after all the work, the therapy, the inner child healing, the boundaries, you still have to face a brutal truth. They don't love you. Not real love, not healthy love. They love control. They love roles. They love the version of you that made them comfortable. And now that you're no longer performing, they don't know what to do with you. And you have to decide, are you going to shrink yourself to keep a connection or walk away to stay sane? And I'm going to tell you this. This is a personal story. And this is the level of insanity that I've had to fucking deal with. Merrick's grandmother, we went to go see her in Miami, and we had a lovely trip for the most part, but we were present the whole time. I don't even think I was really I don't even think I was there. I had to like check out. And, but she had so many weird ideas about me that were not even close to being true. And I couldn't correct a damn one of them. I was like, why do you make so many assumptions about me? And one of the big ones was she thought I had spent tens of thousands of dollars on my new teeth. And she said something about my $1 million smile. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And she said that you had implants done. And I'm like, I got dentures. I'm broke. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. I had to get I got dentures. I had my teeth pulled and I couldn't afford to get all of them pulled. So I could only get my bottom done right now. And I told her that I just had dentures, and she looked at them and said, well, they look expensive. And I couldn't correct that. And she said, well, I heard you had implants. I'm like, where are you getting this shit? Are you just making it up? But that was one thing. There were dozens of things that I was told about myself that wasn't even true. There was no way to correct it. I couldn't correct it with his grandmother or Merrick's father or Merrick's mother. I couldn't correct it. And I'm like, where is this shit coming from? Why do you need me to be this way? Why do you need me to be this way? It was stuff that was verifiably false. And after I corrected like 6 or 7 of those things, I think I remember so obviously you have an idea about me that's not true. So are you going to question everything that you think you know about me and we can get to know each other? She wasn't interested in getting to know me. I had to be this way for them. And that's why I said, I can't do this anymore. It's making me sick. I can't live in a reality where I have to play a role of a scapegoat, of a blamer. I think she mentioned something about me just wanting money. And I'm like, I can make my own money. It was so bizarre. And I haven't really talked to any of them since because it was so fucking disturbing. The gaslighting, the lying, it just was like, I can't participate in this anymore. And of course, I got demonized about something, and it became impossible to have a conversation with those people. And I'm being very honest with you guys about this, because you will go through something similar. When you stop playing the roles, people are going to hate you. But if you don't play that role, they need you to play that role. If they don't have you as that role, their entire life is going to fall apart. And do you really want to have people in your life that you can't be honest with? Do you really want to have people in your life that you can't be honest with? It breaks my heart that I can't be a part of my family. It breaks my heart that I can't be a part of my in-laws' life. It breaks my heart. But I feel really good today because I haven't talked to either of them in about 2 weeks. The proof is in the pudding. They're not going to change. You see? Now, I know I've got some advanced spiritual teachers out there. I got some advanced people out there. But Patrick, aren't you ignoring something? Aren't you ignoring that it's all an illusion? Oh yeah. Okay. But let me get to a better feeling place first. Let me get to the point where I can just listen to people lie to me and it can go in one out the ear and out the other. Our family members know how to push our buttons. They know how to get a reaction out of it. That's why family is so difficult when you're going through healing. They know how to push your buttons. They know how to get that ego to come out to play. They've got these psychic abilities. And I feel really good today, and Merrick feels really good today. So I bet you money we're going to get a phone call. We're going to get a text message. We're going to get an email. Somebody from either of our families is going to feel us disconnecting from the Wi-Fi, and they're going to panic. They're going to be like, oh my God, they're disconnecting. Try it. Try it. I've worked with people, and whenever they start to get better, those wolves come sneaking around. Those dogs come a-barking. Try it yourself. Try it yourself. It's shocking. It's shocking. So whenever we start to feel really good, we know we're going to get a call. So we got to pre-pave that. Eventually, I'll be completely healed from it, and it won't bother me at all. I'll be able to talk to anybody, even my own family, without it disturbing me. I'm not there yet. I will get there eventually. But if you knew how persistent my family was, and if you knew how persistent Merrick's family was, I'm starting to reveal little by little the situations that have happened to us over the past year. And it would shock the shit out of you. It was like being in an H.P. Lovecraft story that you're not allowed to go insane. I'm not going to tell the whole sad story, but I'm going to tell you it was relentless. It was relentless. And if we got through something that bad, I know that you can get through stuff that bad as well. So here we go. The final step. The final step isn't confrontation. Wait, did I do this? Yeah, when love isn't love. The final step isn't confrontation. It's clarity. It's seeing them clearly. Not the fantasy version you clung to, not as the wounded child you tried to fix, but as a person who is simply not capable or willing to meet you where you are. Let them go. Mourn if you have to, but don't go back to the fire expecting not to get burned. And that's probably the most important thing that you have to realize when you're healing from this stuff. If you, like, I would go to therapy and then I would go re-injure myself. I would go to therapy and then I would re-injure myself. And it was an endless cycle. Because here's the thing, if you heal from stuff, you're healed. If you're talking to people who are still lying to you and gaslighting you and sabotaging you, you're never going to be able to heal. 6 years ago, I developed digestive disorders, and I went into a gastroenterologist office. And I explained to him my symptoms, and he said, change your name, change your number, leave town, life's too short. And this is what I said to him. Oh, how am I not supposed to talk to my family? How's that supposed to happen? He pretty much said, Well, at some point you're not going to be talking to them. So you may as well just go ahead and break that seal and go through that grief and all of that kind of stuff. I didn't listen to him. I had to go through a whole lot of more pain. I had to go through a lot more suffering until I could realize, oh, these people are not good for me. These people actually fucking hate me. These people are terrible people. And I'm not judging them when I say that. But anybody who sabotages their own children in order to make it so they don't have to deal with their problems is a terrible person. The very definition of a terrible person. If I told you the shit that both of our families pulled on us, you would say, you guys need to get the fuck away from that shit. It is toxic. It's dysfunctional. Get the fuck away. And I went to therapy over it, and Merrick went to therapy over it. And both of our therapists said, you have to get away. They're not going to change. These are not safe people. These are dangerous people. You have to get away. You have to get away. And when Merrick's brother relapsed and succumbed to that, that was what woke us up. You know, if we were to continue to engage in this toxic, crazy shit, we were going to end up at the liquor store. We were going to end up, and I think that's the plan all along. Unconscious people do unconscious things. It's a life or death situation. So no, I did not change my name. I did not change my number. I did not leave town. And I tried and I tried and I tried and I tried and I tried. I gave my full 110% to be able to stay in relationship with my family and my in-laws. And I just ran out of juice. I ran out of juice. There wasn't anything left to give. I had given everything. And I don't want you to get to that point where you have nothing left, where you are broken financially or broken emotionally, or heaven forbid, if you're in recovery, that you've gone back to drinking. That's the goal. That's the goal, for you to go back to drinking and using drugs. It ain't pretty, but an alcoholic is not made in a vacuum. No one just decides to be an alcoholic child. Why are kids doing drugs? Why did you do drugs? Why did you numb out? And this is the most disturbing thing that you'll ever realize, but you got to take care of yourself first. You're the most important person in your reality. You are worthy of help and health and healing. And I've been saying this a lot lately, but I'm going to say it again. If you are traumatized, call a therapist. You don't have to be traumatized anymore. Yeah, they might tell you can't really talk to anybody in your family. You can't really talk to people that don't love you. You can't talk to people who gaslight you or manipulate you. Do you see the craziness? Do you see how locked in we are? Because if somebody gaslights you, they are trying to drive you crazy. And so here's something that Jerry Wise helped me realize. Do parents know they're doing this? Do parents know that they are doing this? And he said, if they try to cover it up. If they try to cover it up, yes, they know they're doing it. If they don't try to cover it up, they don't know. And it's disturbing when you realize that. Because they know it's wrong. They know it's not something. That's why they have to demonize you. That's why they have to demonize you and call you names and criticize you and sabotage you. Because if you were to be successful away from them, it would make them look bad. See, it's not about you at all. It's about them looking bad. Because if you start to get better when you're not in contact with them, if you start to get healthier, you start to get happier when you're in no contact with them, it's going to make it look like they're the problem. And they are. So you got to save yourself. You have to save yourself. You must save yourself. And I would love it if people would change. I would love it. But see, I know there were people in my life that wanted me to change. My family wanted me to change. And I changed for my family. But I didn't know that I was never really supposed to change. They wanted me to stay the same. And I got sober for them. And once I realized it, they were not happy with me being sober. I stayed sober for myself. I stay healed for myself. I don't heal for other people. I heal because I love waking up in the morning unburdened by drama and stupidness and hurt feelings and imaginary beefs and all of that. That's why I stay healed. That's why I say never again. I don't want that kind of stuff in my life. I don't want lies. I don't want gaslighting. I don't want manipulation. It's a no-brainer, isn't it? It should be natural for us. But if we're severely traumatized, we may not know where the trauma is coming from. It's very hard to figure this out. Very hard. Very difficult. If you need help, reach out to a therapist. Hell, go to concreteshamans.com and send me a message and I'll point you in the right direction. But the hardest thing is helping people. The hardest thing is wrapping your head around it. And that's essentially what I do as a shaman. I just help people wrap their head around it. Your family should want you to be healed. The people that love you should want you to be happy and harmonious and in love, even if it means they can't have a relationship with you. If Merrick wanted to divorce me today, I would have to deal with that. If Merrick didn't want to talk to me anymore, if he said, I want a divorce, I would have to deal with it. I would have to accept that. But when we don't want to talk to our families anymore, they have a real hard time accepting it. They don't want to change. They don't want to fix it because they've gotten so used to the brokenness of it. They don't know what it is at all. And you can get damn tired of trying to explain it to them. Damn tired. If you would like to get our book, The Machinations of Ego, please do so. If you're ready to break free from drama, self-sabotage, and performative spirituality, this book will change your life. Get it, read it, wake the fuck up. Some people might be shocked by my honesty at saying what's going on in my family with Merrick and his family and all of that, but we will not be silent. We cannot be silent. We have gone through some shit from our families, and we would love to have had private, personal conversations with them, but we got into a bad spot. And while we were doing this YouTube channel, and we would have preferred to keep that all private between them, but our hand was forced. We had to explain what was going on with us. It wasn't pretty. It wasn't pretty at all. So if anybody in my family or his family gets upset at us talking about how bad it is, we tried to have these conversations one-on-one. Y'all didn't listen at all. One day we will shut up about it when we get out of this hole that was dug for us. But at the same time, it provides wonderful context and an example how you can get out of almost anything you want to. Merrick and I could have stopped doing our YouTube channel, and I think that was the design. I think both of our families really wanted us to give up on our dreams, but we're not giving up on our dreams. And I'm sorry if it makes them feel less than. That's not the point. That's not the point. It's about waking up every day in a comfortable home with a kitty cat and true love in our lives. It's not about drama. It's not about garbage. It's not about any of that stuff. So if anybody from my family or Merrick's family hears this message, get fucking help. Get therapy. Get treatment. Please do it. Because not only does your life depend on it, but the lives of those people that you claim to love depends on it. And again, I don't expect anybody to be perfect, but I do expect people to not yell at me, to not criticize me for things that I'm not even doing, to not gaslight me, and to not sabotage me. I expect that in all of my close personal relationships, because I'm not sabotaging other people. I'm not screaming at other people. I'm not talking shit about other people, especially things that aren't true. And I'm sorry it had to come to that, where I had to tell what was really going on. I'd rather not. I would rather have not, but it got out of hand. It got way out of hand, way out of pocket. One of the things that we did, I think, that made both of our families mad is we started making music, and we started sharing how we felt in songs, and I think that made people feel some sort of way. Like you would love to have private conversations with your family, right? So, but you can't. The private conversations won't happen. And I'm done being silent. I'm done bearing other people's burdens, and I'm done keeping secrets for other people. And there will probably be retaliation. There usually is whenever I speak up about this kind of shit, because other families stick up for other families. I mean, Merrick's mother had his childhood friends call him and say, "Why aren't you talking to me? Why aren't you talking to your mother? You're terrible. Why aren't you talking to your mother? It's fucking sick. It's fucking sick. It's fucking sick." So with that said, Merrick and I decided to start a whole new music project. It's been about a year since we've done an album, and we're going to keep making music, but we're really excited about the AI tools that are out there. And we had a bunch of songs left over from our last last few albums. We just had some leftover songs, and so we took those lyrics and we arranged them in AI. And so we need your help with this. Our next album will be of AI collaborations that we have done with music. So I'm going to play you our first song, I Have Awoken, from this project. Awakened Intelligence is what it's called. If you like songs about awakening, and if you like music, you might like these songs. So at the end of every Shaman Patrick Show episode, I'm going to play a new song from this collection of songs that we worked on. So I want to thank you all for watching this video. On Monday's episode of the Shaman Patrick Show, probably going to do a react video. But I love the fact that there is so many unique people who have resonated with the work that we do here, and I expect great things to come from the Shaman Patrick Show. That is, if no one from my family comes in to sabotage it, and no one from Merrick's family comes in to sabotage it. So if any of you get a message or a phone call or anything like that, just, oh man, I'm still fucking traumatized over this shit. Well, onward and upward. So thank you. If you would like to support the work we do, please like and subscribe, comment, or use an emoji if you've got nothing to say. Share this content with others. Thank you for watching and growing with us. And let's go with the new song from the Concrete Shamans called I Have Awoken. See you on Monday.